Hello. I bet you weren't expecting to see me again. Listen, I've been going through a lot of turmoil in my brain and my head, and I said this in the end of an era video, but I think I need to restructure how I look at YouTube and social media. So I've been doing a little bit of research, and I don't know how I didn't discover this sooner, but there's this app called Fable where you can make your own book club and it's free. That's something I've kind of talked about on my Patreon, where I like the idea of having a book club and we all read a book and just building a community. And it's just fun. But I didn't really like the idea of having to pay for it, because there's a lot of booktubers that I watch and they're picking good books that I want to read, but I'm not going to pay $5 a month or you know what I mean, to read a book with people. And I did it once and then it's no one ever talked. So I was like, hey, this is stupid. But there's this app called Fable and it's the same thing, but it's free. And it's something that I've been interested in. So I figured I would just let you guys know that I'm considering it. I mean, I might just do it just for the heck of it. But if you guys are interested in it, let me know. I kind of like to read everything except for romance and fantasy. So sorry if those are the two genres that you like to read. I like to read classics. Unfortunately, I mean, maybe not unfortunately, but I am a classics girly. There's some people that are intimidated by classics, or they just don't understand it, or they're hard to read. I'm one of those people that I'm I get it. I read it and I get it and I feel it and I understand most of it. But I also like to read kind of weird literary fiction. And what I mean by weird, because I feel that's such a niche now, is weird hot girl lit fic, whatever, blah blah blah. And it can mean so many different things for so many different people. So what I mean is books that are have a very random, obscure premise. I talked about this in one of my book videos, Blob, where it's about a girl who sees a clear kind of sentient blob thing on the floor of an alleyway, in an alleyway by a dumpster, and she sees it and decides to make it her boyfriend, her perfect boyfriend. Weird plot. Weird. I like interesting concepts. I like when the concepts are there. I also do like books that are very character analysis, and they kind of just break down the characters' motives, and not a whole lot of plot happens. I mean, I do like a good plot, but I kind of like exploring characters and the decisions that they make, right? So, and that's kind of the type of movies I like to watch too. I think something else I've been thinking about with the movie commentary and stuff like that is in terms of a book, when you're reading a book, you have so much time to kind of digest what it is that you just read, and you know what I mean? You have time to kind of sit with what just happened. And when it came with the movie reactions, a lot of people would not like my opinions, because one, it would just be I just watched it for the first time. You guys watched me watch it for the first time. This is off of first initial reaction. But a lot of times one of my favorite movies are ones that kind of grow on you, and you have to do a little more research on it. I don't know. And you kind of develop a liking to it because you did a little more research on it. So yeah, that's just something that's kind of hard with the movie reactions, movie commentaries. But with books, it's different, because especially if you have other people to talk about it with, I don't like the isolating aspect of the movie reactions, because it was everyone's gonna have such different reactions and I don't know, feelings towards it. And it's everyone has that with anything, but I don't know. I feel with the movie reactions, they're a different type of people. that watch the movies, and you know what I mean? Like that's a different community. Book community, however, is something that I've been very interested in and very active in for a while. So I'm making this video to let you know that I would like to start a book club completely free. You just get the Fable app, and I'll put that in the description, and we can talk. I think, and it's kind of nice too, because it's like we can all talk about it, and I will actually like read the comments in there and interact with you guys. I mean, say what you want, but I was very active on my Patreon, and I tried my best to be as active as I can. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. Let me know if that interests you in any way, shape, or form. I thought to kind of just like do an introduction to that. I wanted to show you guys what I've read, what I'm currently reading, etc., etc. So let's start with what I have already read. I just finished this book literally yesterday, and I was not expecting this book to be a 5-star, but it is, and it's called She's a Lamb by Meredith Hambrock. Oh my gosh. Like, okay, so the premise of this isn't even really anything kooky or weird or crazy. It's kind of described as a thriller horror, which there are thrilling and horrifying aspects. I wouldn't say it's outright like a horror book, or like don't expect like horror throughout the whole book. It's pretty like mundane, but this book follows our protagonist named Jessamine, and she's this kind of like an insufferable character where she thinks that she's the most interesting, best person, hottest person, smartest person, most talented person in the room, and like everyone else is like so below her. But it's so funny. Usually I hate books with characters like that, but she's really funny about it. So take that with what you will. But so she is wanting to become a Broadway star, and it's just, you know, in a nutshell, she'll do anything to become a star. Her local theater is doing her local regional theater is doing a production of The Sound of Music, and she's like, oh my gosh, like this is the perfect show for me. Like I'm Maria Von Trapp, like I'm Maria, you know what I mean? Like I am meant to be a star, and she's so delusional throughout the whole book, and it's so freaking funny. So I highly encourage you guys to read it. It was like such a fast-paced read because one, the chapters are really short, and two, it's just like super readable because the way that it's written like it's a friend texting you like this story. You know what I mean? Like, you know, this person. Like, I feel like everyone knows a person that's like this, that's kind of like insufferable and thinks that they're better than everyone. So it's just hilarious. And the ending of it, like hearing that premise, I was like, I want the ending of this book to be like she sucks, or the production went to shit, or like, you know what I mean, something crazy. And shit does go off the rails towards the end of this book, but it did what I wanted it to do. So fantastic book. I was not expecting it to give it 5 stars. For me, 5 stars doesn't have to be just like life-changing. Like I'm highlighting every page, I'm annotating the whole book, whatever. That's not what a 5-star has to be for me. It used to be, but now it's like, dude, if I was entertained, I couldn't put the book down, I would recommend it to people, and there isn't something I would change about the book, that's a 5-star. And that's how I felt about this. So I just finished that. In terms of what I'm currently reading, I am currently reading Brutes by Diz Tate. This isn't really about anything. Like I said, the two halves of like what I'm into is like classics or just like books that are really just about like the people, or books where there's like a kind of a lot going on, which this book had a little bit of both, of like you're dissecting the character, like why she is the way that she is, and also like crazy shit is going down in it as well. But this is just like about a group of girls that are obsessed with like a girl that's in their school that's a grade older than them, and one day that girl that they're all like kind of infatuated with goes missing. So I'm a little more than like halfway through. I'm hoping to finish it today, but it's pretty good. It's kind of cut and dry though. If you don't like the writing style of we did this because this, we did this and that, and then we did this, and but it's very matter of fact. You probably won't like this book because it's very matter of fact, but I'm liking it so far. It's very summer-esque. I'm enjoying reading this in the summertime. The description of this is the Virgin Suicides meets the Florida Project, which I've never seen the Florida Project, but it does take place in Florida, so like I guess so. But this is giving me the Virgin Suicides energy so much, and I actually really like the Virgin Suicides. I read that for the first time last year. So this is basically the Virgin Suicides, but more modern, I guess. And then next, I'm working my way through Native Son. I've been reading this since like February. It's a chunky book. It is a chunky book. I have this thing that I just can't seem to get rid of, where any book that's about 600 to 500 pages, right? So East of Eden was about that size as well. No matter, even if I'm enjoying it, I'm really, really enjoying this book. Oh my God, this is such a fantastic book. No matter what, it will take me a minimum of 6 months to finish. Like what? February, March, April, May, June. Yeah, I'll probably finish it in June. So I don't know what it is. I just can't seem to shake that feature of mine. But this book was a little intimidating for me to start. One, because of how big it is, but two, it's described as the most powerful American novel to appear since The Grapes of Wrath, which ironically enough, I am kind of like in the middle of reading. I paused it. I'm gonna pick it back up eventually. I will. But it says that Richard Wright, Native Son, Richard Wright by Richard Wright, the author of numerous works of fiction, nonfiction, he stands today as one of the greatest American writers of the 20th century. Like, okay, that's not intimidating. But it's basically about, it takes place in Chicago in the 1930s, and it's about this young black man named Bigger Thomas, and he is kind of in like a downward spiral after he kills a white woman in like an accident. Like he accidentally kills this white woman. So there's a lot of commentary of race and class and, you know, socioeconomic status. I'm trying to think of like bigger words. There's a lot of commentary about society in this book. And I was like, I heard that and I was like, oh no. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to understand this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick up what it's putting down, but it's very readable. It's very, very readable. It's not difficult to read. I'll read you one quote. I just like flipped to a random page. I'll read to you one quote. To Bigger and his kind, white people were not really people. They were a sort of great natural force, like a stormy sky looming overhead, or like a deep swirling river stretching suddenly at one's feet in the dark. As long as he and his black folks did not go beyond certain limits, there was no need to fear that white force. But whether they feared it or not, each and every day of their lives, they lived with it. Even when words did not sound its name, they acknowledged its reality. As long as they lived here in this prescribed corner of their city, they paid mute tribute to it. So there's a lot, like, I feel like this is like one of the most important books you can read because of how it describes like the Black experience. So, and like I said, so this was published in 1940 and this takes place in Chicago in 1930s. So I'm really close to finishing it. I'm on page 328. I'm about 60% through, and there's, let's see, because there's like an essay at the end, which I'll probably read, but I'm not 100% sure. 430 pages. So I'm actually like pretty close. 430. I'm like 100 pages left because all of this is like an, just like commentary from Richard Wright, an essay, all that stuff. But anyways, yeah. So that's what I'm currently reading. But if you're interested in joining a book club or even just seeing videos of me like this where I'm just, kind of just talking about books that I'm reading, stuff like that, because this is the stuff I like, please let me know, because when I uploaded my last video, I was not expecting like as many comments as I got saying how, not like disappointed, but saying how people were gonna like miss my presence here. And I think something that kind of, I don't know, it just made me emotional. It made me like rethink everything. I don't know. I'm going through a lot, as you can see, and my therapist is not gonna be here for the next like 2 weeks. So I'm just like, what am I to do with these thoughts and feelings? But in all actuality though, I think in the future, if I do make more videos like this, like I said, I wasn't joking about the photo booth thing. Like I will make it like a photo booth and that's it. It feels a little more personal to me. But it will just be like that, unedited, because I hate editing. At least I have a good mic. I mean, if anything. And then 2, I won't put any mid-rolls in the videos because mid-rolls are so fucking annoying. I try to think about like the user experience. Like, I know I hate mid-roll ads. It's so annoying. I won't put mid-roll ads in my videos because I'm just like, they're annoying, they're annoying. Who cares? And I'm trying not to care about like if I'm making money off of this YouTube thing. I'll just try my best to not worry about that. It's hard to reframe that because YouTube was like such a big part of my life. So if you're interested in joining a potential book club, let me know. Please let me know. I'm going to start reading comments and engaging with you guys. But I think this book club will be like a great alternative to having a community and to still interact with me or interact with y'all. And yeah, and it's about something that I like. It's like I really only attract the people that want to read like me. So if you're interested, I'll put the link for my Fable account down below, and I'll probably just throw up a little book club and just see who joins. I'm no pressure, but if you're interested in hearing more about books on this channel, leave a comment, because then I would definitely continue YouTube if I knew more people were interested in hearing about books and stuff, because I'm not like saying no to movie reviews or whatever. I probably only do like movie reviews. I don't know if I do like movie reactions again, because I do like talking about movies with everybody. So if anything, it'd probably just be something simple like this. Sit down, let's talk about the movie I just watched, and what did you guys think about that movie? So if you read any of the books I just showed, let me know. What are you reading right now? Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on that. So thank you for watching this again. I hope you guys all have a great and amazing rest of your day.